Revenge films.
One day, my friend Melanie and I went to a high-end restaurant, all-you-can-eat barbecue restaurant. Everything looks so delicious, and it's an all-you-can-eat plan, so we can get to order whatever we want.
I know! What do you want to order first? I'm starving.
The place we reserved was not cheap, but Melanie and I were excited to try out the many dishes they offered. We were determined to make the most of this experience.
Welcome to the restaurant!
We were surprised to see what he had brought over to our table.
We ask all of our customers to eat this dish before they order anything else.
He brought over a large plate of raw vegetables, which we were supposed to cook using the grill at our table. I thought that we were able to order anything we wanted from the menu.
Yes, you can. But first, we ask that you eat this dish of vegetables. It's kind of like an appetizer. You see, we wrote that on the menu as well. It's one of the rules here.
Oh, I wish you had let us know when we made the reservation. The man wasn't lying, but the part about the appetizer was written in a very small font on the menu. You wouldn't notice it unless you were looking for it. This barely stands out. The rule is not a fair one if we weren't told about it when we made the reservation.
But this is our rule, and we need you to follow it like everyone else. We will not be able to accept any orders until you finish eating the plate of vegetables.
He then left our table. The plate of vegetables include cabbage, pumpkin, onions, green peppers, and mushrooms. We had already paid for a meal, so if we didn't finish this plate of vegetables, we wouldn't be able to try any of the meat that we were both so looking forward to. Melanie and I began to eat the vegetables, but they weren't very good, which was upsetting.
How long is it going to take us to eat all these vegetables?
I know, there's so much, but we won't get to try any of the meat if we don't finish this. By the time that we had finished eating the vegetables, Melanie and I were already half full. In the end, we were only able to eat one dish of meat each, which wasn't worth the price that we paid for our meals.
I'm upset that we didn't get to try the other meat dishes.
Same here. I'm tempted to order another dish, but I'm too full. I can't believe that we each paid $40 for this meal. What a ripoff.
I totally agree.
We feel that it's unreasonable and unfair that you asked us to eat a huge plate of vegetables before ordering any meat. We were only able to try one dish each, which doesn't make this an all-you-can-eat plan at all.
But this is our rule. We can't give you special treatment. It wouldn't be fair to our other customers. If you don't intend on ordering anything else, I suggest that you leave so that we can accommodate another customer.
Melanie and I were basically forced to leave the restaurant. We weren't happy at all with our experience. When I got home, I told my older brother about what had happened.
Really? I've been there before, but they didn't have that rule when I was there. I was actually really satisfied with their services. I got to eat a lot of high-quality meat, and I got my money's worth.
I can't believe how different our experiences are.
And when I was there, the restaurant owner was very nice to me. I didn't have any issues with the quality of their services.
I knew that my brother wasn't lying about his experience, so I was shocked to hear how different his experience was from me and Melanie's. I asked around to see if any of my friends had dined at the restaurant. I found a few friends who had, and they all experienced the same thing as Melanie and I. When I told my brother about this, he promised me that he would help me look into this. After some research, we found out that the owner had fallen ill and a new manager was now running the restaurant on his behalf. I now understood why things had been so different for my brother. I was also surprised to know that we had been dealing with the new manager, not one of the waitstaff.
You were unlucky that you went to that restaurant after they got a new manager. I have an idea. Let's go back to the restaurant with Melanie again. I'm coming with you guys this time.
I don't want to eat that big plate of vegetables again. It wasn't very good. I feel like it would be a waste of money for us to go back there. We wouldn't get our money's worth.
You have nothing to worry about. Trust me. And I'll pay for you and Melanie's dinner.
So you're treating us to dinner? That's so cool of you. I'll ask Melanie if she's available. I made a reservation at the barbecue restaurant again. This time, it was the four of us, my brother, his friend John, Melanie, and I. As soon as we got to the restaurant, the manager came up to us with an evil smile.
Welcome. Let me show you to your table.
Thank you.
My brother prepaid for our dinners. As we sat down at our table, the manager brought over a huge plate of vegetables. It was twice the size of last time. Melanie and I weren't looking forward to eating all those vegetables again.
Please enjoy these fresh vegetables. This is on the house.
I don't know if we can get through all these vegetables.
Don't worry about it. John will eat all the vegetables for us.
Melanie and I were relieved to know that we didn't have to eat the vegetables.
John, can I leave it to you?
Sure thing. I'm starving!
John was a fast eater and he voraciously ate the vegetables. Melanie and I were amazed to see his big appetite. In a matter of minutes, John had eaten all the vegetables.
Wow, that was fast!
Okay, let's order some meat now. Could you please take our order?
The manager assumed that we would be full from the vegetables, but he was wrong. He came over to us with a smile, but when he saw the empty plate, he seemed astonished.
We've finished eating all the vegetables, so now we'd like to try each meat dish on the menu.
What did you do with all those vegetables? Did you hide them somewhere?
Why would we go to the trouble of hiding them? We ate all of the vegetables. Besides, there's no place to hide them. You believe us, don't you?
I guess.
Now please, bring us our orders. We're starving and want to try everything on the menu.
The manager couldn't believe it. He knew that if we ordered everything on the menu, it would be our win and his loss.
Please, hurry.
Actually, some of the meat that you just ordered is out of stock. I'm sorry about this.
What? How can that be? This is an all-you-can-eat restaurant, right? Besides, I don't see anyone here eating any meat. You can't possibly be out of stock already.
Well,
As this conversation was taking place, an old man entered the restaurant, and the manager seemed very surprised to see him.
What are you doing here? Are you feeling better?
My grandson got in touch with me and told me what you were doing.
Your grandson?
Yes, John here is the owner's grandson. When I told him what was happening at the restaurant, he agreed to come here with us to check for himself. John loves to eat, and he's a popular YouTuber that posts videos about food.
A YouTuber?
I did a little digging myself and found out that you were forcing the customers to eat lots of cheap vegetables before you allowed them to order any meat. You only stock a little bit of meat at the restaurant and use the leftover money for yourself. This is a crime. I've already called the police.
You what?
You need to go down to the police station and explain yourself. I no longer trust you to manage the restaurant. You're fired.
Please don't do this. I really need this job.
The police had already arrived and they were waiting in front of the restaurant. The police officers waiting outside the restaurant escorted the manager down to the police station. After the manager left, the owner apologized to us profusely. He told us that the next time that we came to the restaurant, he would make it up to us. It was decided that John would take over the restaurant until they found a new manager. A week or so later, we were back at the restaurant again.
I've stocked the restaurant with a lot of good meat tonight, so eat your hearts out.
This all looks so amazing. My mouth is watering just looking at the meat.
I love the meat here. So tasty.
We weren't the only victims of that dreadful restaurant manager. The owner decided to invite all the customers that fell victim to that manager back to the restaurant for a free meal. Now that the reputation of the restaurant had been fixed, it went back to being a trendy and popular dining spot. Now that John is the manager, people are bound to come eat here. Everything is so delicious. I now understand why you're such a big fan of the food here.
I totally agree. I'm definitely coming back here again. And I'm going to recommend this place to my other friends too.
Right? This place is amazing.
With the approval from his grandfather, John planned a lot of events at the restaurant and posted about it onto his YouTube channel. Because of this, the restaurant has recently attracted a lot of new customers. The dreadful restaurant manager was arrested for fraud and he was ordered to pay back the owner for the damages that he caused. No one wanted to be associated with him anymore. The former manager had planned to run away after he made enough money from his fraudulent actions. But in the end, he got caught and ended up owing much more money than he stole. This is punishment for him deceiving everyone and not providing the services that were promised.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.